There it is, the belly of the beast. It doesn't look like we're gonna have to break in, but the place is crawling with Vothr's cronies. Nemro really is full of surprises. I mean, for an underhanded, gluttonous, backstabbing slob, who'd have thought his palace could be so clean? Wow, that must be the Citadel. That's the center of the universe as far as the Empire is concerned. How big do you think those flags are? It's kind of funny, seeing so much of the new Cost City growing up around the old Sith architecture. It's like stepping through time. If you think this place is big, you should see Nar Shaddaa. Buildings as far as the eye can see, and alleys you can get lost in forever. Nar Shaddaa was nothing like this. There's nothing to be sentimental about there. If something's old and unused, it gets knocked down and built over, usually with a casino. Would you look at the size of that statue? There must have been an army of slaves building it. No wonder the Imperials haven't stamped out the rebellion yet. Sheesh, it's so dark. Let's see what time it is here. Oh, apparently it's always this gloomy. Lovely. Hey, I know I might be a little late mentioning this, but I'm getting some seriously creepy signals out here. I really don't think we should go in there. That's very patriotic. Do you get the feeling that we're really out of place here? These monoliths have seen better days. I wonder what it used to be. Then again, I probably don't want to know the answer. Considering that the Empire rules every corner of this planet and the amount of nasty wildlife I've seen so far, I'm not sure I want to know what a wall that size is keeping out. Have you noticed all these carvings? Who'd have thought the Sith were so big on statues? I can still hear them talking. I cut off my holo receiver, but I can still hear them. If I lose it, please don't leave me down here. Hate to be the maintenance guy for that. Can you imagine having to trudge out here every time a vine cat climbs a signal tower? You know, this place might have been pretty once. I wonder what it was like before the Sith. Is that supposed to be the Emperor? He looks kinda cozy, but why build a monument all the way out here? That's Revan. I heard he took that mask from a Mandalorian before he started his crusade to drive them out of the galaxy. Oh, I bet there are a lot of dirty secrets kept here. No telling how long it'd take to try and slice these systems, though. Well, this place looks lively. I guess the Imperials have something that passes for fun after all. Grathan's estate should be just over this bridge. We don't want to get trapped there. Everything I've dug up about Grathan is seriously disturbing, even for a Sith. I wouldn't touch anything if I were you. There's no telling what security Grathan has on this stuff, or how dangerous they are without them. Balmora's not so bad, sans the shooting. I bet it was downright pleasant before all this fighting started. Kinda reminds you of Hutta, huh? Not as soggy, but just as much junk. Braid and Jory and I would always end up in places like this after a successful bounty. Jory said, spend your credits while you still can, little girl. Good advice. I hope they don't have to use those guns while we're here. Looks like the fighting hasn't slowed production here much. They must put out a ton of armament per day. Never seen an ion cannon this close before. You don't think that's gonna fry my implants if we get too close, do you? Those trenches look huge enough to drive a walker through. Can you imagine what this must have been like during a full-scale invasion? That doesn't exactly look stable. And with all the droids going berserk, I don't want to be anywhere near it if it melts down. I don't envy these guys. Nothing but a couple tents between them and some berserk droids or a resistance ambush. Not the ideal place to be camping. Ugh, this place is giving my link all sorts of interference. Records say this is the control tower for Balmora's planetary defense satellites. Well, isn't that a healthy shade of green? Looks like the waste is leaking from that factory over there. This doesn't add up. I found a couple of small entries on the colloquids. They sound like a sentient species, not like this. Oh boy, I think the noxious coat of slime on everything is the least of our worries. Coming in here was such a bad idea. Wonder what was going on out here. Think this used to be a Balmoran resistance camp? Think they've got enough flags? If they had as many soldiers, we might actually have a problem. This is awful. We aren't going through that, are we? I don't want to end up another forgotten body in this no man's land. I hear trench warfare is as bad as it gets. Cowering in a dirty hole, hoping a bombardment doesn't hit too close, or pinned in with dozens of others, desperately fighting with nowhere to go. This place isn't a factory, it's a fortress. I don't think the Balmoran freedom fighters could maintain a stronghold like this without outside help. Looks like this place has been resettled. I suppose it's too much to hope these colloquids are the reasonable kind. Ugh, try not to breathe that. That's a hazard vault. It's where factories store the dangerous waste that can't be processed. Watch it around here. Nar Shaddaa may be Hutt territory, but it's a big place. They can't control every corner. I'm sure someone thinks this is their turf. Looks like they added more lights to hide the grime. Don't be fooled by the glamour. When you come to Nar Shaddaa, you're here to lose something. Money, morals, a past. Anything can fall through the cracks. The promenade's as close to legitimate as Nar Shaddaa gets. All the families in the Hutt cartel contribute a cut of their best enforcers to keep the peace. You know, I've never actually been inside one of these casinos. I was just a kid when Brayden pulled me out of here. and I haven't been back since. There's something going on down here. I'm not sure what exactly, but it's definitely off the grid. We're heading into the Corellian sector, big tech industry hub. I used to spend a lot of time here checking out all the latest and greatest gadgets. Before someone had chased me off anyway. I get the feeling this is some kind of boundary. We're on our own outside of here. Oh, this is some pretty impressive equipment. Bet they're building some serious droids here. I used to love watching ships get put together. It was nice to pretend when one was finished, it'd take me away from here. You see that ugly-looking fixture over there? Rumor has it the Hutts hide bodies that need to vanish in art like that. People look nervous with all the Imperials here. That's not a good sign. Maybe we should keep a low profile. I've never been so happy to wander into a scuzzy dive. Anything is better than that heat. Think someone brought that giant chunk of junk? Or the whole market sprung up around a crashed ship? Well, somebody's living out here. Maybe we should just leave them be. It's not like people are very friendly around here. Wow, that's gorgeous. Who'd have thought a hole in the ground could be so majestic? Quite a setup the Imperial Reclamation Service has got out here. I wonder what they're hoping to dig up. Oh, water. Can we take a break, please? Ugh, what is that? It's like a big mouth, maybe? I can't even tell. Let's give it a wide... Let's just stay away from it. Oh, that shade looks so good right now. What kind of sadist puts a planet next to two suns? Ever considered that Zerka abandoned this place for a reason? Maybe we shouldn't be poking around. Look, I wonder what time period that's from. Alderaan's been inhabited for millennia. Every square meter probably has some historical significance. That's somebody's house? My entire block apartment back on Nar Shaddaa could fit in there. I'm gonna hate these people, aren't I? That should be House Alda's domain over there. They're not supposed to be really active in the war, but they'll definitely fight off intruders. House Rist is certainly making a statement with this walkway. I don't know what it is, but they're making it. Oh wow, Killik mounds. Killiks are the second largest species on Alderaan, next to humans. I don't really know much about them, other than they're giant bugs, though. The Alderaanians are big on clean industry. I can see why. If this place turned into another cesspool like Hutta, I'd cry. Gotta look at that view. I think that used to be the Elysium. That's where the nobility would settle disputes peacefully, before they blew it up and went to war. That's quite a palace. No wonder the Empire considers House Organa a threat. Look at that dam. It's a big source of natural energy for the region. I'm surprised someone hasn't tried to sabotage it. I really hope Alderaan makes it through this civil war. Not the nobles so much, just everything else. This spaceport's the Republic's lifeline to Terrace. It'll be where they make their last stand. Let's be careful.
If the Empire's pushed the Republic all the way back to the spaceport, then they're on their last legs now.
I've never seen so much destruction. Even on Balmorra.
I knew some folks who were smuggling relics off this giant landfill. Wonder if they bugged out yet.
Something tells me we don't want to go for a swim. I hope all the water here isn't that toxic.
Care to take a dip? I'm sure a chemical peel would do wonders for your complexion.
This can't be healthy. I think my next investment is going to be a top-of-the-line rebreather.
I don't know if this gas is poisonous, but I do know I'm never going to get the smell out of these clothes.
You don't think whatever owned those bones was alive when Terrace fell, do you?
Well, at least the wildlife is smaller these days.
This place is in pretty good shape, comparatively.
I say we just cave in the entrance and call it a day. What do you say?
I think that's the Endar Spire. It got shot down just before Terrace got sacked. Can't think of any other ship it could be.
There's the Endar Spire. A lot of history attached to that ship. I've heard that if it had never been here, Terrace would still be standing.
That's all new construction over there. The Republic were really starting to make some progress. Shame.
I don't see why the Republic bothered with all this construction. What's this place have to offer beyond a miserable life and a miserable death?
The Empire's already taken a base out here? They're really pushing hard.
Looks like this used to be a Republic outpost. The Imperials are really cleaning the place out.
Looks like some kind of transit system. I doubt it still functions, but it looks like it held up to the destruction pretty well.
Looks like a train station or something. Is it too much to hope we can catch a ride?
Brr. I knew it'd be cold, but I lost feeling in my feet just on the shuttle down.
Just so we're clear, frostbite still counts as death and dismemberment so far as our work agreement goes. I knew I should have worn a thicker coat.
Phew. Ship worth fighting for, all right. Never fly again, though. Couldn't. Could it?
I can't imagine trying to build something like that out here.
They're trying to pump heat from under the ice. Go figure. I'd have thought this place was frozen to the core.
Cold. Didn't join up to let the weather do me in.
Would you look at that glacial peak? It's like a big tooth or something. I don't think that's natural.
Get a load of that peak. It's a little too even, like somebody shaped it. I've heard of ice sculpting, but that's taken it a bit far.
Good landmark. Should keep our bearings. Get lost out here, that's it.
I know they're shut down, but these droids are giving me the creeps. I feel like we're being watched.
Well, that's not suspicious. Look, I don't exactly see a security network, but I am not taking my chances.
See that? The spike in the distance. Some kind of ice fortress. Wonder who made it.
Oh wow, that has to be the dreadnought. Look at the size of it. It must be covering a few kilometers of the planet's surface.
There she is, the star of Coruscant. I'm surprised there's so much intact. Can you imagine what it took to bring that baby down?
Don't like the look of this. Got trap written all over it.
This is definitely not what I was thinking when I heard prison planet. I expected durasteel walls and deflector shields, not fields of flowers and trees.
Here's hoping this is a shortcut and not, say, some dead-end cell block we're gonna get trapped in for the rest of our lives.
Cross quickly, we're exposed out here. Good shooter could pick us off easy.
There's the breach. Our only way in, and maybe our only way out.
Heck of a place the Republic's set up here. Wonder if they've got anyone I know.
Subtle entrance. 50 kilos of detonite, easy. Or bomber strike, maybe.
I see why they called it the tomb. Reminds me of all those old ruins I saw in Droman Kos.
Why do I let you drag me to these places? I say we sit right here and wait until Zale comes back out. If he doesn't, who's gonna know?
The tomb, huh? No joke from the look of it.
I think this place is forgotten. They had some galaxy-spanning empire that makes the Siths look like they're playing around. Seriously ancient.
I don't say this often, but whatever valuables are down here can stay. Let's just bug out while we can, all right?
Path wasn't walked for a long time. Until recently. Should have left it undisturbed.
This place makes Ida look like a breath of fresh air. Smells like I just put out a death stick with my nose.
Nothing like a breath of fresh toxins to really get you going in the morning.
Stinks worse than rat ghouls. Gonna be nose deaf for a week.
Smells like burning spice and blood. Gonna like it here.
I think that's the Tower of Prophecy over there. Imperial Net says that's where most of the Voss mystics spend their whole lives. Sounds more like a prison.
Nice view. Maybe I'll retire up here, build a little mansion on the edge, add a nice deck, and sit sipping Corellian wine. What do you think?
City's been expanded on recently. Notice all the Imperial and Republic construction? Bribes.
Nice place. All clean and peaceful. When we gonna trash it?
Is it me, or is this place actually kind of creepy for a shrine of healing? Maybe it's part of the whole Trials mystique?
Not the most welcoming shrine I've ever seen. Then again, it sounds like they take a lot of pains to keep just anybody from wandering in.
Got a bad feeling. Something not quite natural. Don't think these trials are all talk.
Don't see the big fuss about these little Voss runts. Ain't got better things to do than sit around and scratch this junk on walls? Good for nothing.
Oh my, look at that thing. The Gormat could probably blow Voskar right off the mountain with that.
How'd you like that mounted on the ship, huh? A little flashy for that junker of yours, but style isn't one of your strong points anyway.
Some artillery. Any idea what tech that's using? Not a blaster cannon, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to get my hands on that. I say we blast that little city right off the mountain and get off this boring rock.
Ugh, something just ran up my spine.
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Reminds me of Droman Kos.
Just got that warm, fuzzy feeling. Like bathing in blood.
Can't believe we're standing on one of the founding planets of the Republic. I mean, there was Alderaan, but aside from Coruscant, Corellia is the heart and soul of the Republic.
Used to call this place home. I don't see that happening again. Just won't be the same once the imps finish draping their flags over everything.
Urban war zone. No clear front line. Easy to get surrounded or ambushed.
Gonna be another Coruscant. Got a feeling. Let's get out there before all the good killing's done.
This place got hit pretty hard. You think they're still fighting in the area? I'm gonna keep an ear out for any scheduled artillery, just in case.
Not exactly how I remember the place. Most of the buildings in Coronet City weren't falling over when I was living here.
Buildings took a hammering. One of these collapses won't be pretty. Best keep moving.
Nice mess. Gotta be some cannons round here. Oughta nab one.
This is Axial Park. They're turning it into a killing field. I guess there's nothing the Empire and Republic aren't willing to fight over.
Of all the places to fight over, why choose a park? If you ask me, the Empire and Republic are slugging it out just for the sake of it.
Found my war. Come on, let's show 'em what a Mando's made for.
I'm liking the view. Gonna stand here and let them have all the fun? Let's get in the fighting!
A lot of care went into these gardens. I bet this used to be a great place to relax.
So, this is what a Jedi Enclave looks like, huh? Real pastoral. Wonder if they do all their gardening with their lightsabers.
A lot of window dressing, not a lot of fortification. Never expected they'd get attacked here.
Well, Ain't this just precious? Thought these wimps were Jedi. Look more like a bunch of gardeners.
This planet's supposed to be loaded with crystal formations. Valuable crystal formations. Keep an eye out.
Jedi've been on Ilum for ages. Don't know why, but it's time to serve an eviction.
Looks like we ain't getting a warm welcome till we torch the place.
Wow, it's so quiet here. I'm picking up next to nothing on my link. What I do get is so heavily encrypted, I think I gained 10 kilos.
Ah, Makeb. I retired here once. Spent a year in the resorts before the Crown Prince of Alderaan noticed he'd mysteriously spent 100 million credits on vacation.
Checked Makeb. Not my kind of vacation spot, but the wildlife's something to see.
Seen one of these, seen 10. When we gonna see a place worth trashing?
Oh wow, it just keeps going and going. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Please tell me we aren't riding in that thing. The music's terrible.
Doesn't look fortified. Great field of fire, though.
Ain't seen nothing that tall since Coruscant. Bet it'd snap like a twig if we gave it a little shake.
Whoa! I'm okay. Freaked out, but okay.
Ugh. For a groundquake, there seems to be an awful lot of sky falling.
Reminds me of home. Geonosis used to rock me to sleep.
Now that's what I call shaking the place up. This stump ain't so bad.
I wish someone could take our picture. I'll just paste this in later.
I'd watch where you admire the view with the way things have been shaking around.
Whew! Should've brought my rifle.
Should have dragged some of those runty mercs up here and seen who could toss one farther.
I hope you're gonna let me tap into this thing before we crash it.
Try not to get too cavalier out here. You're the only one with flight rockets, remember?
Good fight and a cool breeze. Can't ask much more.
How you figuring we get in? Punch a hole? Or jump on the roof till some chump pops his head out?
You made sure nobody was in that, right? Kidding.
Landing pads are for droids and amateurs. Ever park a shuttle on the roof of a Hutt barge? They hate that.
Didn't put up much fight, did they?
Ever made a swoop punk watch his ride burn? Never gets old.
When I finally quit the bounty business, I want to live in a place like this. Well, without the ecological devastation.
The owners should have a word with the groundskeepers. The view was a little more, even last time I lived here.
Fancy. Think it's all show?
White's my favorite color. Nothing shows a good smash-up like white.
Maybe I'm alone in this, but I have no idea how you fight a hover tank.
I'd like to take this moment to remind you that you are not, in fact, a hover tank, no matter how much you dress like one.
Nice hardware. No basilisk, but nice.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Time to take this can for a joyride.
Hey, take my picture on top of one of these.
Ah, this is going right to the top of my stupid ideas that actually worked list.
Decent memento. Think I'll frame it.
Still say we should have stole one.
That scanner you picked up seems to think this is the place. Have a look?
A cantina. What say we drink to Makeb?
Movement. If it's our mark, he's not alone.
Wouldn't be caught dead in this frou-frou looking dump.
Wow, it's hot in here. What I'd give for one of those heat resistors Blizz was playing with.
Funny, a Hutt once told me to visit a place like this when I died.
Proof life can adapt to anything.
Working a sweat yet, runt? Cute little sauna we got here.
I was reading up on this light bridge tech. It's really fascinating. Sturdier than conventional materials, too. Unless you have a power outage. Let's hurry.
I'd make some crack about a light bridge being shaky ground, but given the rest of Makeb...
There's our base. Give a knock?
Come on. I don't trust nothing flimsy enough to see through.
It looks like something out of one of my bad holo vids. You know, where a droid tramples a city.
I see the Hutt taste in droids matches their taste in food. Overdone.
Never been a fan of droids. No Mandakar.
That it? Gotta whip this overgrown dumpster with one arm behind my back.
Now we just hop down to the middle of a highly unstable planet on the brink of tearing itself to pieces. Piece of cake, right?
We're really going down there, aren't we? Whatever they're paying us, it ain't enough.
Finally found a nice vacation spot.
You done mucking with that thing yet? Itching to gut a couple more of these critters.
This plan was scary enough without all the frenzied subterranean monsters.
Well, no one ever accused mining conglomerates of finesse.
Cordan's never gonna believe this.
Hope you ain't afraid of heights, runt.
These mining platforms are scary stuff. They're basically giant disruptors.
If the Imperials ever do manage to get their hands on this Isotope 5 stuff, we had better see a cut.
Beats a shovel, that's for sure.
How about we set off some real fireworks? Flip the switch on this bad boy, and let's crack this sorry rock in two.
Watch your step around here. I don't want to find a sinkhole the hard way.
That's one way to change a traffic pattern.
Mind rock slides.
This ain't nothing. Ever seen a city block drop out of the sky? More fun when you're on it.
Nice shot. You make it look easy.
I could have dodged that easy. What? I could.
One down.
Watch that flyer pup.
I get the feeling the Archon isn't keen on visitors.
I don't suppose we have time to sneak in as delivery people?
Gardens in a fort. Sad.
It'll take more than this to keep me from killing another hut.
I don't get how anyone could use these on another living thing. Just disgusting.
If you ever wondered why I spend so much time planning my exits, it's to avoid winding up in a place like this.
Another reason to die fighting.
Could get some use out of this place. Better believe it.
Welcome to Rishi. Gorgeous beaches, pirate hideouts, and over 600 open bounties. Too bad the holonet signal's weak. Otherwise, it's perfect.
Raiders Cove. Shoddy defenses. Lots of hiding spots. Pretty beach.
When I was a kid, I'd sometimes slice bounty boards and put bounties on slavers. I felt bad for not paying out, but slavers are jerks.
Slaving is like hunting mice. No challenge. No honor. Cruel to the mice. Shoot to kill.
I've been doing some research. The Nova Blades used to let their members marry and raise kids. They had their own culture. Now it's mostly just killing.
Heavy defenses. Clean, though. Not used to frontal attacks. Let's go.
You think the Rishi ever rent their homes to tourists? Tell me you don't want to come back next time we get a week off.
Rishi are predators. Good eyes, sharp beaks. I'd like to meet a Rishi Mandalorian.
You see this? Republic and Empire working together for a common delusion? This is why I don't believe in people.
Empire, Republic. Together but still separate. That's their weakness.
Great. So we're not just fighting an army, we're fighting an armada. If you don't ask for a bonus, I will.
Enough ships to wage war. One way to win. Stop them on the ground.
Doesn't that cave remind you of the one on Drummond Coss? The one where you killed the beast in the darkness. Let's not go in.
Caves inhabited. Scratch marks, scent, spore. Big prey. Good hunt. Your call.
I tried a holonet search on Yavin before we came here. Lots of urban legends and ghost stories. The first few were fun, but it's not fun anymore.
Clean air. Cleaner than Terrace. Strange smells, though. Can't trust your senses.
Promise me one thing on your honor. If we live through this, if we get through this squishy, stinky jungle, you will buy me new boots.
Thick growth, high canopy, new environment to learn. Perfect place to hunt.
No one can say the Imperial Guard isn't brave. You have to be brave to wear bright red on a planet like this.
Enemy training grounds. Nowhere more dangerous. Didn't save the guard. Careful.
Don't wander off, okay? I would sort of rather not be left alone with the Masasi.
Too bad we're in a hurry. I'd like to watch these Masasi. See them live in the jungle.
You know, between Drummond Coss and Oricon and Voss, I just can't look at a temple anymore without getting chills. Maybe this one's a nice temple?
Temple looks old, but check the tracks. Lots of movement. Be careful.